What are the riskiest products to dropship? Well, there's a lot of products to dropship that are a little bit more risky to sell because generally speaking, they're more fragile or they're more complex or they can, have issues that are really technically related that the customer can't easily solve on their own, or there's no service technician available in the area that can sell it for them. And, these types of products, often the ones that become really trendy are the ones that are the most riskiest because number one, they have all these issues with them. So there's going to be a high order defect rate, but oftentimes the suppliers know that, so they offer higher margins to the sellers to make up for that, and the sellers know that. So one of these examples of a really risky niche to get into is electric bikes because they are very technically advanced. They take a lot of, technical advanced stuff just to set them up in the first place, and then running them, you have to learn how to do that, and then taking care of them, maintaining them. And oftentimes there's not dealers in the person's, physical area to actually do that for them, so they have to do it for themselves. And there's a whole like load of stuff that can go wrong with these products. Lots of shipping damage issues, lots of warranty issues. And there's a lot of fraudsters out there too because it's a very high trendy and demand niche. So just keep that in mind when you're getting to a niche that, generally speaking, has higher margins and like lots of stuff in stock and just seems wonderful on the front end, and you get to the back end, all of a sudden you start realizing, wow, there's a lot of issues with this stuff. You have to kind of make an executive decision if you're going to move forward with that or not, because at scale a business like that can be very dangerous actually, and it can cause complete bankruptcy if you have a ton of back orders and stuff fulfills out and like half of them end up getting returned, and you think you have a ton of money and you go out and you spend it all on your personal expenses. Well, that money wasn't actually accounted for, and it's gone now, right? So that can cause a lot of issues. So you have to keep that in mind when you're doing a business that's risky, is that you have to keep cash on hand to allow for cash flow issues that can be caused by the downsides of running a risky business. There's payment processors out there that actually specifically focus on helping riskier businesses to run, because payment processors will see the risk and they'll actually set reserves on your account. They start seeing a high chargeback rate. Shopify payments, if it's over 2%, they'll start to put reserves on your account, like a 90-day or 180-day rolling reserve. 15% of your sales, and in drop shipping, that's usually like most of your margins. So I've experienced this many times, and it's a big pain in the butt, but you have to really communicate with customers and let them know if they have any issues to contact you before they contact their bank. And even when you do that, customers are just always going to be fickle and contact their bank first. It's so strange, but people are just like that. They do that. So just keep that in mind when you're getting into a niche and you're doing niche selection. Just manage the risk. Look at the reviews, usually on third-party marketplace sites like Amazon or eBay or Walmart, where they're not faked, and you can see like the different suppliers and the brands before you onboard them, if their products are risky or not, as to how many negative reviews they have, and just read through the reviews and kind of get an idea. Or just like ask ChatGPT, like copy and paste all the reviews into it, give me a summary of all these reviews. Is this a good idea for a brand that I should dropship? Some brands are really good at managing it and have all their like warranty departments and stuff like already figured out, and they'll take it off your hands, but some don't, and they'll actually push you to do a lot of that, and even to pay for some of the return shipping, even when it's their fault things ship. And this can be true in almost any niche, not just high risk, new trendy products like electric bikes. I've seen it happen with, really well-known like home appliance brands and like big home appliances, refrigerators, dishwashers, ranges, things like that, or outdoor appliances, outdoor patio heaters and fireplaces and fire pits, and also other things like mini splits, like air conditioning systems and stuff like that. The suppliers, like the products are technical, and if there's problems with them, if the person has a problem and they need to ship it back or whatever, they just decide not to reorder it, they're going to push that off onto you, and then you're going to have to pay for the return shipping and the restocking fee and return the customer in full. So it's just kind of a process of doing business. That's why I usually recommend people have a decent amount of capital up front to cover cash flow issues, and they're not just completely bootstrapping one of these businesses without enough cash to handle cash flow issues, because there's always going to be cash flow issues. That's why it's also very dangerous to take draws out of the business, personal draws, early on. You really got to build a cash reserve with profits first, after marketing expenses, after team expenses, all that stuff. Build up a cash reserve first before you start taking personal draws from your business. It's a good idea. And I usually recommend everybody has like a solid income and they do high ticket dropshipping on the side. Do not just count on high ticket dropshipping be your main source of income, because even when it scales, you're going to have even more cash flow problems. Okay, so that's just kind of the nature of a retail business, is they require reinvestment. But at that scale, the amazing thing is that high ticket dropshipping can provide you a luxury lifestyle by taking advantage of credit cards and credit card points and point transfers, and with hotels and stuff like that and airlines, you can get these crazy luxury travel experiences because you put all your expenses onto these credit cards. But with cash flow issues, that can also be a huge trap because credit card debt is dangerous and high interest can really kill your profitability. So you got to be super careful with this. Just keep in mind all these things that you're getting yourself into, and if you're okay with the risk, just make sure you're good at managing it on an ongoing basis. At E-commerce Paradise, what I've done is I built a team that knows how to do this stuff really well, to build these websites, to scale them, and I provided the services to my clients now. So you can go check that out, ecommerceparadise.com. We have a turnkey done for you build and scale launch program, and so that's at ecommerceparadise.com/turnkey. Get more information. You can book a call with me to talk about it directly, see if it's a good fit for you. And if you already have a store, I have a scaling service and a management service, so we can actually do the operations management for you, hire, train, and manage a virtual assistant to do your calls and your sales and your customer service and bookkeeping and all that stuff done for you. So check that out, ecommerceparadise.com/scaling and /management for more information. And let me know if you have any questions. My email is trevor@ecommerceparadise.com. Happy to help, and I'll see you out there.